And welcome back to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. We are talking today about inheritance. Not that I'm getting an inheritance, but as a retiree, what are you going to do with those resources after your passing? Now, some folks, I'm sure, as you mentioned in an earlier segment, are leaving some to children, grandchildren. But you also mentioned a charity, maybe your church, something like that. Mm-hmm. For some folks, that's very important.
Absolutely. For many folks, it's important. They're used to giving to the church, their whole lives, and they're going to leave 10% or a portion to charity or their alma mater or, the Humane Society or whatever charity, Wounded Warriors. During the planning process, that's just a question, that, and many people don't. They'll give during their lives and they'd have no interest to charity type stuff. And some have no interest to leave their kids any money. Hey, we paid for their college, we helped raise them. Our parents didn't leave us anything. If there's something left, great. If there ain't, we could care less.
Yeah.
And that's, that I like. I mean, believe it or not. I mean, then that gives us free reign to have a great retirement.
And you've talked about that. Enjoy your retirement. Enjoy the money you've worked hard to save.
Right. Yeah. Because believe me, these kids go through it when they inherit it. They don't appreciate it in many cases like you did, and you saved your whole life, and they're going to enjoy it certainly.
Sure.
And their spouses and their kids maybe. But I like when clients, when that's not an objective to leave an inheritance. Mm-hmm. It just really frees up their mind.
Sure.
To not feel guilty for buying the collector car or the motorcycle or taking the 3-week cruise or renting the house for a month in South Carolina for $20,000, where they can see all their family while they're living and healthy and not, passing their assets when they're dead.
Sure.
So that's cool. I really like when people are willing to spend their money and enjoy it. Not haphazardly, but in things that mean something.
Sure. Now, one of the things that come to mind is how to decide, or is it all just individually? Decide how much and to whom. I mean, is that just? I mean, is there any rules of thumb, or is it just whatever I decide?
Yeah, and there's kind of two different things there.
Okay.
If we know we want to leave an inheritance, then it's how much, right? And then, as part of the estate planning, it gets into the specifics.
Okay.
To whom, and same percentages or not.
Okay.
This kid's been a screw off, we're going to leave them less, or we've helped this kid out, multiple times, and and we never had to help these other the daughters out over here, so we're going to give the daughters more.
Okay.
That's common. I mean, that's pretty common.
Okay.
So that I got to weed through. Now, this is different, though. Now we're getting specific how to disperse the assets. Mm-hmm. This is between me and them and the attorney, but it's different than how much we're going to leave them.
Okay.
It's like the two different items.
Okay.
One is how much do we have of their net worth to go through their retirement.
I see.
The next is making sure their will and trust is detailed as to whom's getting this inheritance and how they're going to get it. That's a whole different show.
Okay.
Right? Are we going to control to them? Are we going to do bloodline planning? Are we going to do legacy planning? Right? So we keep it. We want my son to get it. We don't want my daughter-in-law to wind up with it.
I see.
Right?
Okay.
So we have to, like I said, that's a whole different show altogether.
Right.
But when I go through these questions, I kind of zero in on that. And if there isn't concern with daughter-in-laws or son-in-laws inheriting, or if we're going to disinherit a child or grandchild, then I make notes, and when we have our estate planning meetings, then I make sure I bring that up then.
Sure. So you bring that all together with, like you say, with the estate attorney planning and all of that.
Yeah. The leaving. Do you want to leave an inheritance? Is we have to plan to see how much money we have to work with.
Sure.
And the how we disperse it is a whole different thing altogether.
Sure.
That's another meeting or two and a visit to the attorney.
Right. Okay. So but as we were talking about this, and as we work on our inheritance, the first thing I'm hearing is you have a nest egg, whatever that is, $1 million or $100,000 or $10 million or some number.
Right.
You got to figure out, and with the help of you, to say, okay, at the end, at my demise,
At our demise, a couple, the spouses,
Yeah.
the spouse too.
we would like to have X number of dollars left over to do this, and that helps you put that plan together then.
If they want X number of dollars.
Okay.
Some want X number, some, it'd be nice to leave this, others, whatever's left is left. Really, I mean, that's common. That's really, believe it or not, that's common too. And then about the only thing other than excessive spending and excessive risk, I should say about the only thing, but typically my clients aren't going to take excessive risk.
Okay.
Like 100% of their money in Cedar Fair stock or something. Right? They're going to be diversified. So, so excessive risk is not going to eat away into their wealth.
Okay.
Excessive spending could.
Sure.
But about the only thing that really does in a real life situation is long-term health care.
Okay.
Okay? And that question, is it important to leave an inheritance to your heirs? When people say extremely important, in other words, it's really, really important, now the long-term care issue, the long-term health care becomes a concern. Now we have to address that problem.
Okay.
Because that can eat into the client's net worth.
Okay.
So we have to address it.
And that we're going to talk about in our next segment, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
We need a whole meeting, a whole show on that. But yeah, it's just that's the thing that could mess up leaving the inheritance.
Okay. Well, friends, I hope that you are learning from this. If you're planning on leaving an inheritance to your children or your children's children, or your church or your favorite charity, Wayne will help you, and his staff will help you put together that plan. Call that number, 866-626-3990. Visit Wayne's website, todaysretirees.com. On that website, you can sign up for a free newsletter. These programs, these segments are available on his YouTube channel. You can click on those, re-watch them, get more information. But take the time and put together a good plan with someone like Wayne. 866-626-3990. We'll be back right after this.